In terms of the main messages of the cost-benefit analysis then, and really there are lots of pages of analysis in our report, and we're very careful at setting out what those messages are. But if I had to describe it in one slide what those messages are, in terms of the scenario of a trading platform entering, just very clearly and very simply say that at the current level of current size of the market, trading volumes, and then our conservative assumptions, which I've talked about earlier, that the result is inconclusive in the sense that the costs and benefits are finely balanced, okay? And that as the market grows, then you can start seeing some potential benefits that could emerge as a result of economies of scale, as a result of price reductions being spread over a bigger amount of activity in the market. In terms of the scenario of the trading platform, the CCP entrant, at current volumes and conservative assumptions, the benefits are more significant. But we also make the point in our study that it also involves more risks and challenges, back office complexities, risk issues, which are no doubt important, and thinking about this possible modeling going forward, those are complexities that we should not underestimate. So what we've tried to do is essentially set out what are the assumptions that drive the result, so that people then can have an informed debate around, well, okay, what sorts of things would we need to observe in the market to see those sorts of outcomes happening in the market. And we need to recognize, as I said at the beginning, that we're talking about uncertainty, dealing with uncertainty. We cannot be very conclusive about precisely what's going to happen in going forward. In terms of suggestions for a way forward, this has been a really interesting part of our study, thinking about, well, what's this all saying? If we were in the shoes of our colleagues here in the front row and here in the panel, what would we do? What are the sorts of things that we could think about? First of all, we would start by, okay, how can we describe what is the current situation? And I have to say, I am a big fan of the Brazilian model of equity markets. I know my colleagues as well, because it's really a very interesting market. And clearly there is evidence of high transparency and market stability, and one does not want to compromise that. What can we say about efficiency of the market, in particular given the sort of analysis we have done? Well, we've got a number of observations. We could try and condense and summarize in terms of, well, prices appear to be somewhat high relative to the current scale. Because of the nature of this market, there are, with economies of scale, network effects. There's nothing specific about the market in Brazil. It's the market of trading and post-trading. There are economies of scale, there are network effects, there are some barriers to entry. The current market practice is that intermediaries pass infrastructure costs straight through to end users. Because of some of these characteristics, we kind of thought that possibly a way forward, and look forward to your reactions to that today, is to create what we call sort of a contestable market, i.e. create the conditions for potential threat of entry, not force competition at all costs. And we thought that the components of that, creating that potential threat of entry, that contestable market, will be, well, we know there is a lot of transparency about the charges of the service providers, but how do we know they are too high or too low? How do they know how they're going to evolve over time relative to the scale of the activities? So there is a role for almost like the Bovespa to produce sort of a regular update on how it compares with other countries, and some text and justification around, okay, here are the way economies of scale have evolved and how our prices evolve in relation to that. That consideration should be given, and just be very clear what the words we are using here, that the consideration should be given to the need for access to the new multi-asset class CCP in case efficiency of market raises concerns. And the third one, and with this I will finish what has been more than 30 minutes, that if and when competition emerges, it's important that a regulator is well prepared in terms of the sort of regulatory market supervision required. And there are lots of very useful lessons from a number of countries around issues that emerge on data fragmentation, need for best execution rules, and therefore we propose that that is part of that regulatory framework in going forward. So really this is just a suggestion as a way forward for discussion, and we hope that you have found our study a useful starting point for a good debate on what to do. Thank you very much.